Local filmmakers commonly spend years struggling with their scripts. And unlike their big-time Hollywood counterparts, most can't afford to engage the help of a script consultant. What they can do is enroll in a script development program. These workshops assist amateurs in shaping their scripts and also help bridge the gap between scriptwriters and professional producers.
Screenwriting, of course, is a craft. It's not just something which happens overnight. It is a whole process of, what they say, writing is rewriting. So it's all about looking at the story, figuring out how it works in structure, how it resonates with an audience, putting it into a logical sequence so that it makes sense. Governments are beginning to realize that they've got to put some money into script development, incubation, all these other companies. I think we're all trying our very best to focus more on the content creation, because without a good script, nothing else follows. It's basically a huge movement to shift focus away from the glitz and the glamour of effects and action and so-called comedy towards what really matters, the heart, the real foundation for which everything else follows after.
The first step here is to get scriptwriters more familiar with the whole production process.
One of the things that screenwriters should be leveled at is above the line. Screenwriters shouldn't be the last person to be approached. They should be one of the first few to be approached, work hand in hand with the producer, develop the idea, develop the story, look at the market as well. Because once a screenwriter works with a producer, the screenwriter begins to understand the market forces that exist.
Screen Asia Narratives is one such company that helps local writers package their scripts in a way that producers can appreciate.
The Screen Asia holds the hands of writers who aspire to work for screen, takes them step by step through the process of conceptualization, through concretizing the idea into documents like log lines, to treatments, and finally the screenplay itself. We're taking screenwriters of various levels. Now, writers who have already done work on screen. We're taking writers who have a first draft screenplay but don't know what to do with it. If they don't have anything to work with, they come in and work with us, with our mentors, who help them develop the first draft. Because it's only with the first draft that you can have anything to reckon with.
With appropriate advice right from the start, scriptwriters can avoid some common mistakes.
Here's one of the problems that screenwriters seem to commit. They pitch to the producer the way they should have pitched to the audience. In other words, the whole thing about reveal and conceal and surprise isn't something they want to do with the producer. You want to tell the producer what the story is about. You don't keep the producer out of the loop. Once the producer feels that he's a partner of the story, it's more likely the producer will say, look, yeah, this is something I want to do. Producers really look for stories that not just break new ground, but it has to resonate in the audience so that they take the story with them, walk out into the streets, and make a difference in the world.
By focusing on these aspects, Screen Asia Narratives hopes to nurture more writers who can script homegrown stories with confidence and success.
One of the misconceptions that people have about making a story universal is by including external elements of a type of actors or type of locations. But to make it universal isn't so much about going further out, but it's about going further in. Ultimately, at the core of all that, we are all the same. We have the same worries, same anxieties. Those are the themes that are universal. Writing stories that audiences around the world can identify with and reckon with it.
Everyone has a story to tell, but with a little help, it can be worked into a story to sell.